Let me start with you, Kathleen. Of course, we are watching Jackson Hole. This will be the first time that policymakers are meeting in person since 2019. What can we expect on the policy side of things?
Well, we can definitely expect some definite statements from Fed Bank presidents speaking there, a number of them speaking with Bloomberg Television. Jay Powell's a bit more of a question here. And of course, as you guys just said, how hawkish is he going to be on inflation? What's he going to say about what his view is, how hard they're going to have to push? And remember now, Jay Powell hasn't spoken since we saw it so recently, just in the last couple of weeks, the headline CPI, which of course inflation is one of the biggest topics we're going to be watching there. Headline CPI breaking from 9.1% in June year over year to 8.5% in July. Oh, that's one of the reasons said, well, the market, so maybe they'll just ease up a bit. Maybe not hike rates quite as quickly, but at the same time, just a couple of weeks before that, the U.S. payrolls, remember, they're at 528,000 in the month of July, about double what was forecast. Labor market is still strong. That's what many see as a green light for the Fed to push as hard as it needs to. And again, the big question is Powell ready to risk recession? This is the question. How high, how fast is he going to signal his willingness to push the Fed funds rate higher? And you can see from this Bloomberg chart how, you know, the forecasts from inflation, you go from the bottom up as traders and economists have looked out to the future, they've gotten steadily higher. And of course, the Fed is signaling now that they are going to go up to 4% by the first half of next year, which doesn't seem to always jive with what the market's expecting.
Kathleen, in the meantime, what are we hearing from some other Fed speakers?
Well, let's start with the latest speaker on Friday, Tom Barkin. He's president of the Richmond Fed. And he said that, you can see, let's read exactly what he said. We're committed to bringing down inflation to the 2% target. We'll do what it takes to get there. There's a path to getting inflation under control. I guess he means, you know, you got to raise rates maybe aggressively, but a recession could happen in the process. Other Fed officials have said the same kind of thing just really in the last month. Now, Jay Powell is not going to signal 50 or 75 basis points. There's no Q&A here. In fact, this isn't even public. It's not televised. These are part of the sessions on the Friday morning and the Saturday morning. We'll all report on them, but you won't actually hear what he says. He'll probably give a speech, I would assume, that somehow looks at inflation, how it got out of control, and a broader spectrum, maybe a little bit historical, of what they need to do. Maybe he'll talk about what's the neutral rate, you know, how everyone wants to know, is it really 2.5, Jay Powell, or is it something much higher? I think one more thing is that if he focuses on the ability to get the soft landing, and yes, we'll do what it takes, but we're really betting on a soft landing, that could be seen as dovish. I think for people to think he's hawkish and really get markets maybe to reprice, their expectations are some are hoping they will, you're maybe going to have him come out more definitely and clearly. He's hoping for a soft landing. And that may be his baseline, but he's ready to push hard and keep pushing like Paul Volcker did back in 1979, 80, 81, 82.